It matters because I am one of the few things that I control in this life. And that applies to all of you. We might not be able to control much, but if we control ourselves, we control our perspectives, our expectations, and the way that we interact with other people, then we control much more than we previously thought we were ever capable of. Now, at times, again, you might be wondering how this comes into play. For me, just thinking about the concept of mind over matter has made it much easier to manage my life. And now I know a bunch of you sitting out there, students and professionals, have probably experienced the horrible, anxiety-inducing, debilitating, terrifying problem that is procrastination. It's exhausting, and you have to admit it. I see a deadline that's a month away, and I'm like, oh, great, that's a month away. I have plenty of time. The problem with that is that I relax, kick back for an entire month, and the night before something is due, I panic, I stress out, I start to cram and type out as much of that paper as I possibly can. It's unhealthy. And for a lot of us, in both of our academic and professional lives, it is a debilitating issue. But once I realized that mind over matter is a powerful enough concept to change the way we see things, I realized that it's all in my head. So all I really need to do to fix procrastination is to just, change my perception of reality. Easy, right? Like piece of cake. But the truth is, it does become easier when you think about the very power that you hold. What happens when you think about mind over matter is that you realize that you have power over your entire view of reality. And I use that to my advantage, and I hope you can too. What I did was set a couple of false deadlines. Sounds simple, right? That thing that was due a month from now is now due in a week. And man, if I can convince myself that that item is due so much earlier than I thought it was, then I will feel the pressure to complete it. I started making myself believe these false deadlines by plugging it into everything I came across. Planners, calendars, and even sticky notes. And once I convinced myself that something was due much earlier than it really was, I got started a little earlier. I saw that I was able to complete the things that I wanted to on time. Was I still a little stressed out? Maybe. Did I still rush to finish within that week? Sure. But it changed my life to such an extent that I can say that I'm a much less stressed out person now. I can focus on the beauties of life and enjoy the time that I have with friends and family and even just myself. All because of a minor change that I made while recognizing how powerful the concept of mind over matter is. Another way that the concept has helped me is by helping me look at the bigger picture. We all have this problem. Psychologists will often refer to it as catastrophization. Now, catastrophization is something that I think many of you will be familiar with. This notion that the moment something small goes wrong, you get a grade that you don't like on an exam, you miss out on an opportunity, or even you lose something that is a treasured object, you start thinking about the worst case scenario. Your mind starts going down the spiral of anxiety, and all you can think about is the horrible thing that could happen in the future. You think about the absolute worst that can happen, and it's agonizing. What hurts us even more is that the worst case scenario often doesn't happen. And so we waste time and energy and emotional burden just dedicating ourselves to thinking about the worst case scenario that is hardly likely. Catastrophization is a problem for many of us.